Well, I'm very excited to talk to both of you. The movie was amazing. I loved it. So before we get into that, here at Bionic Buzz, we are all about people's passions. I want to know where your passion to be an actor, filmmaker, producer kind of came from. A certain role inspire it, or something that was just naturally for you as a child? Let me start with you, Peter.
Right on. Yeah. I came to this fairly late in life. I was a athlete growing up playing sports, but found acting in college. And I mean, it
Ooh.
was sort of that lightning bolt moment. And it was like this, I have to do this. I have to do this. And so I started studying it and it really took the leap when I auditioned for drama school, for graduate school. Got in at USC and spent 3 years there at their School of Dramatic Arts, and then sort of didn't look back. I think that was my all-in gesture of studying this. Taking it seriously for better or for worse, but committing 3 years to it in serious study and then not looking back, not thinking twice. I have thought twice many times, but because I think that's part of this process. But yeah, that was really it for me.
All right, Les, you're a producer, filmmaker, now director and writer. So where'd your passion for filmmaking kind of come from?
Where did my passion? Since I was a kid, I loved film, television, theater, anything about performing, telling stories, anything with actors in it. I produced a play and started it in 6th grade. Like I cast all the parts. Yeah. Like
I didn't know this.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And my teacher let me do it. And it was like on the big cafeteria stage for the whole school. Like it just was in me. I've just always loved this stuff. And I think that it's a gift that we give to other humans. I think it's really special.
Do you mind asking what your play was about in 6th grade, or do you remember?
It was a courtroom drama.
Wow.
Yeah.
You really know your audience.
Yeah.
Write it. I hand copied it out of like a kids magazine, and it was like 5 pages long. And yeah, I played one of the defendants.
It was a custody battle, I'm sure, just fraught with emotion.
Wow. Well, before we get into the movie, Peter, I'm a huge Marvel fan. You got to be in Captain Marvel. Had probably one of the best lines in it. You know why it's called a cockpit. So during that scene, it's kind of like the whole flashback stuff. How much did they actually shoot for that? And then like, did they cut a lot of out from that, like in the whole bar scene in there?
You're absolutely right. Yeah. There was a little bit more meat on the bone there. But as it works with those films, right? You're just happy to be involved, right? Just if I can just make it through this edit and land on screen, then we are good here. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to play. Just you get into this, and I think you chase this profession and storytelling for moments like that, to be a part of these huge productions where you can wear all the costumes and have all that fun, right? But that's what happens.
Yeah.
You can get chopped up, pared down, reprioritized, and so on. And that's where movies like this help rebalance the equation, when you actually feel like an actor and you feel like you're part of the story and that you have your hand on the wheel a little bit more. Leslie gave us so much freedom to play, to find these characters, frankly, it was almost because of how you left the camera open and just let us roll with this. It was almost like a play in a lot of ways. Whereas on the other end of the spectrum, big studio movies, so much VFX and the shots can be so technical that you approach them in a lot smaller pieces. So your scenes are shorter, or creating them, assembling them are often segmented. When you see it on screen, it's gorgeous, but the actual acting and playing of it can be just real staccato. So
are you allowed to say what got cut out exactly? Or you have like a line you really loved that like bummed, like they took it out, or?
There was a sequence. There was a sequence when Annette Bening visits her, and all of her past personas are being brought up, and we actually appeared physically in this space to taunt further. And frankly, I'm not even sure I even recall. No, I honestly don't. But it was all have I frozen, guys? Am I here?
No.
I think I froze for a second there. Okay. No, it was all it was all kind of from the same tree. I'll just put it that way. So
Gotcha.
I got a daughter, and I got a 3-year-old daughter now at home, and I'm like, I got a couple more years. I'm going to explain that to her. She's gonna have to walk her through daddy's line of work here.
Yeah, I gotcha. So, Les, you produced a lot of projects over the years, but this is the first movie that you actually wrote and direct. So, I guess talk about the film journey for this. Where did you come up with the inspiration for writing this, and then like making this come true?
Well, the inspiration was the very seed nugget of it was I went to a dinner party with friends, and the couple that was hosting it had just had a really gnarly fight right before everyone came over. And so they weren't, so they were serving us, but they weren't really speaking to each other.
Oh my goodness.
And
Wonderful.
like the friends kind of split in two different factions. There were the friends who were like kind of whispering about it. And like reacting to the fact that you could tell they just had a big fight. And then the other friends were just pretending everything was normal and like going along as if this was a normal dinner party. I was, and like, I was laughing so hard. I like had tears, and I just like, I couldn't, it was too rude to just laugh out loud. Anyway, very funny to me. And I thought, like, what if a bunch of people got together for a concentrated sort of hangout, and one of the couples was having some issues. So that was sort of the nugget of inspiration. And then I just wanted to go and I love ensemble comedy, and I love giving everybody, their turn in the spotlight and their story, and how do they interact, and how do the friendships evolve. And so I sort of just set it in a place that I could produce it. Frankly, I made it producible in 10 days.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, I think you did a great job, because obviously it's around the main couple, but everyone's got a very interesting backstory that kind of weaves together with everyone, and everyone kind of had the same like screen time for it,
Yeah, I wanted to give everybody I wanted everybody to feel like, I didn't want anybody to like waste supporting, you know what I mean? Just like if you go away with friends for a weekend, everybody gets their moment. That's my experience.
For better or for worse.
Plenty of great moments. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, you have to check it out. Pete, your character is pretty complex too, because you kind of, when you first meet him, you really feel like, okay, I already know them, but he's really got like a kind of a cool secret backstory and stuff that you find out later on. What was it like?
Which was so fun to play too. Again, having been married for 9 years this year, a couple kids now, getting to step into Nate with some considerable distance from my own life was just a joy. Again, why you do this, right? To stretch in ways you no longer stretch, and to revisit perhaps past chapters of your life, and bring that all into the present, if only for 10 days at a home up in Topanga, which was so fun. Okay. I mean, this was sleepaway camp, and I think that between that nature where we're all in, everyone's all in pretty much all day, and a lot of ensemble scenes in this where it's not just individuals but groups. On top of that, you have a script that's just super demanding. These scenes are spicy, and so we just had to jump. Everyone had to go and be all in, physically and also just emotionally, spiritually, mentally, all the things, and that's awesome. The best.
I love it. And so you shot this in 10 days, you said?
I think so. 10, 14.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I know.
And you
Leslie
mentioned earlier that there was a lot of like improv, I guess, on the set too, Leslie. You just had to like just let it roll, or
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to. So like, we had a script. It really did exist, and the story was all there, and we went through and we shot every scene as written, and then it was like, whatever. These people are super amazing. This is they know what they're doing. Let's keep going. Let's let it rip. And I shot everything to camera, which is how we were able to get it shot in 10 days.
Okay.
So when I have, and my DP and my second camera, they're like really versatile, and they can flow with whatever goes down. And so that, it was just time to let it go. And the guys got really nuts.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I especially the poker scene too. That was fun.
Exactly. You can't half-ass that, pardon my language. You kind of just gotta go. And that's, again, I think there was the trust in these characters that we were able to tell this story, and that this story that Leslie wrote and directed is inherently messy. People are messy, and dirty, and so finding moments unique to you, even when they didn't work, was all accepted and good and welcomed on set, which is again, dream come true as an actor, and found some nice, sweet moments, again, because I think Leslie embraced just the messy nature of being in your 30s and transitioning and trying to be an adult, and what's an adult, and all of those things.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've been married for 11 years with 2 kids, so there's definitely moments was very relatable to this. So
you know it, you're in the tunnel.
Yeah, exactly. So Leslie, how's the booyah coming back, huh? Is that something you've been trying to do for a while? I've been like saying that ever since I saw this movie, honestly.
Yeah, you know what? Booyah needs to come back. It just does.
Respect, I love it.
You hear I don't even know what they're saying these days, but I think it should. Some catchphrases are eternal.
You know what I like, Stephen? I like that you realized that that Pete's character of Nate was multi-layered, because it could have gone a different way. You know what I mean? It could have gone, like, I think it could have been a lot more slick and a lot more two-dimensional. And I love that Pete came in and just realized this guy's got a whole lot going on under the surface, because like his default response to life is that kind of, I got this, I'm the cool guy, you know, I'm gonna shut down anything uncomfortable, and then we go way under it. And I love that Pete was able to do that, not only able to do it, but like killed it, like fucking killed it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Leslie. Well, and let's be honest, right? Like, no one is as cool as they think they are. Like, isn't that the journey of life, is that we're not as cool as we thought we were, and you just sort of discover that slowly over time. And so it's like, let's get to this. Come on, that's such a facade. It's a self-defense mechanism, right? And it protects. And so again, being set up to crack that open and peel those layers of onion away. It was just a treat. Honestly, these types of stories are just not seen much anymore. Certainly not in film. That's why this is a special one.
Well, cool. Well, thank you both so much. Before I let you go, is there anything coming up you're allowed to talk about before I let you go?
Not that I'm allowed to talk about. Not yet, but a couple of things. You know, nice to be feeling the business coming back online. Things getting hooked up again. Good feeling, good energy. So just happy to be on the other side of this thing. Hopefully.
Yeah.
What's coming up is Honesty Weekend, May 16th, Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's going to be on other platforms too, right?
Yeah, it's already on a bunch of digital platforms. You can watch it pretty much anywhere. Yeah.
Gotcha. So yeah, everyone's got Amazon Prime, so go check it out. May 16th, great movie.